then you have to, I think nowadays the application, the processing time it's fast tracked. One, during the initiation of your basis of claim, you are sent an acknowledgement letter because the application is online. You've sent an acknowledgement letter, and then you do your immigration medicals before the panel physicians. There are panel physicians listed on the IRCC website that you can access free of charge. That is for immigration for refugee claimants. Then once you have that, within the same time, if you're filing for the basis of claim online, you can as well apply for a work permit. You can apply for work permit and a study permit. So once that has been achieved, and then you're scheduled in for, it's called eligibility interview. So in the eligibility interview, it's to determine whether you qualify as a refugee claimant, whether your grounds, the grounds that you've stated, are credible enough to make you a refugee claimant. So once the immigration officer during the interview determines that your claim is credible, she will tell you that your claim is credible, but she does not have the mandate to grant you refugee protection. So at that point, your case will be referred to the Immigration and Refugee Protection Board. And then a date will be scheduled for your hearing. So once you have the hearing date, you need to prepare for supporting documents. For example, if you say, I am fleeing persecution because of my political affiliation, what are some of the supporting documents that you need to support your political persecution? One, you have to show evidence of your membership by presenting the party membership card. You can have support letters from your party writing about your affiliation, writing about your roles within that party, and then also writing about your situation as somebody who has been active in the political dispensation in that country. And once you have gone through all that, you've looked for support letters, you've looked for affidavits and statutory declaration. These are sworn statements of fact. They are legal documents that it gives more weight because the person swearing such documents makes the affirmation before a commissioner for oath or notary public. So once that has been done, they also attach their IDs in support that they were the deponents who swore the statement. So once that has been done, you find one central person who is going to collect the evidence back from your country of origin. They collect all the necessary documentation that you have from your country of origin, and also within the country of asylum. Things like if you've been working, you ask your employer for documents to show that you are the employee of that company. That if you've been volunteering, you ask for support letters that you've been volunteering for that company. If you know friends, if you have friends who know about your situation, you also ask them to write support letters, and within those support letters, they attach the IDs, okay, to show proof that the person is the author who wrote the letter, the support letter. So when you have that, you attach them all together, and 10 days before your scheduled hearing, your lawyer needs to file these documents before the Immigration and Refugee Board. But most times, claimants are so busy that documents, especially documents that comes from their countries of origin, they don't take time to look through. They think it's obvious the document was drafted by a lawyer back home, or by a party, or by any other person who has drafted the document. They think they don't go through the content, and then your lawyers here too could be busy. Once the documents are mailed in, some of them, they don't do the due diligence to look through. Most of them. So, and it has happened. When you go to court, that's when you're looking through the document, you realize there's a mistake. It's a big mess. It's a big mess. But because usually in immigration cases, you as a claimant, you're your first lawyer. Act for yourself. All these evidences, look through, read through, compare it with your narrative. If they align and there are no contradictions, then keep it. But if there are contradictions, call the person who drafted the documents. Tell them, this paragraph, this does not speak to my situation. This is how it's supposed to. You can guide them, because it's your story. You can tell best your story, not the other person. The fact that they know you, but they do not know what they claim, that they do not know the details, the entire details of your narrative. So you have to guide them, because in that way it will save you from contradictions. Okay? Now, once your claim is scheduled for hearing, you need to invest time and revise your narrative and continue reading through the evidences that you have in support of your application. And on the hearing date, make sure when you need an interpreter, obviously you'll tell your legal representative to find you an interpreter. If you're comfortable with English, that's still fine. Whichever works for you and whatever makes you comfortable during your hearing. Because at the end of the day, you have to make sure that it results into a positive bench decision. Do your best, prepare enough, have time to study, to prepare your case. And for the time that you've invested, trust me, you won't go wrong. You will get a decision, because it's your story. You're telling your story. But if you're that kind of person who would take 2 weeks to read your story, then because you've come in, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of stress. Okay? Because stress in itself affects memory. Okay? You'll forget however much it's your story. You'll be detached from your story. So put in a lot of time, read about your story, and make sure you